Welcome back to Clutch Knockout Boxing. Now, what we're going to talk about is the Shawn Porter Terrence Crawford fight. It was a good fight, just like I thought would happen. Shawn Porter, let's get to the first thing. Shawn Porter, I felt, did his friend a solid. I felt like Shawn Porter was about to be out of the boxing game anyways, and he went ahead and he gave his friend the opportunity to climb up the rankings and let some people put some people on notice that he can't be ducked anymore. Because I feel like a lot of people were ducking Terrence Crawford, and I think Shawn Porter realized that as well. And of course, he didn't go into the fight wanting to lose. He definitely wanted to take the W in that one. But I think in his heart of hearts, he knew that was going to be a tough task to beat Terrence Crawford. That was like his biggest climb. And it's not like Shawn Porter was undefeated. He has lost before, so he had the idea that, hey, I might lose this one. But Shawn Porter's such a good sport. He's such a competitor for the sport of boxing. He did great. He went in there. He did a great job boxing Terrence Crawford, but at no time did I feel like Terrence Crawford was hurt, even though it was a close fight until what was it, like the 8th or 9th round? I forgot which round. It's been a couple days now since the fight, but I forgot what round he got Shawn Porter out of there. If you look at the camera of Terrence Crawford's corner, like the minute he found out that he was down in the round, the next round he put Shawn Porter on the canvas twice, which is really impressive. So Terrence Crawford, in my opinion, is pound for pound number 2 right now, right behind Canelo. It's him, Canelo. Of course, Errol Spence is still in there, but Errol Spence has just had tragedy after tragedy. First with the accident, now with the eye. So we don't know what's going to go on with that. But I feel like the Shawn Porter and Terrence Crawford fight was not exactly necessary, but it was great for boxing. It was great for these other people. I hear Terrence Crawford wants to go and fight Keith Thurman. Now, Keith Thurman is a great option. He only has one loss against Manny Pacquiao, so that fight's going to be huge. I can't wait for that. I don't know when they're planning to do that. I'll talk about that fight later, but that fight's going to be huge. Of course, I got Terrence Crawford in that fight, and I might go with Terrence Crawford in a knockout, but we shall see. I still have to think about that fight a little bit more. But I'm definitely already hedging on Terrence Crawford winning the fight. But Shawn Porter, he retired. His dad said some crazy stuff. He already addressed it. That's his dad. He's going to want the best for him. I totally understood in the moment. Although I don't know if I could have done what he did, but he definitely knows his son. He was down twice in the round, very frustrated. Would have probably went in there head hunting. Would have probably got hurt real bad. So if I think he made the right decision, but it's a very tough decision that he made. I don't know. Not a lot of people would have had the wherewithal and the smarts, to go ahead and do that. Everybody always thinks about what about the best possible outcome, the comeback win, the crazy right hand that might land, but nobody thinks about like the worst thing that happened. To have somebody in his corner that thinks like that and had his back like that is real dope, and their relationship is amazing. Out of all the boxing relationships I've seen, father and son, Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter, like they have probably the closest relationship. Win or loss, agreement, disagreement, they seem like they're genuinely real tight. And that's real good to see. I like to see that. I hope other fathers in the sport, also treat their sons the same. Take this as a lesson, because not every, fighter father relationship has to be tumultuous or a problem. I don't want to use too much big words, but Like, everybody should take a page out of this book, even if they disagree. Shawn Porter, he's always bigging up his dad. His dad's always showing love to his son. Is great. Now Shawn Porter, he had a great fight. I don't know what the odds were. I think everybody was picking him to lose, but um, that's one of the reasons I'm a Shawn Porter fan. If he ever wants to fight again, I'm gonna watch it because he might not be the biggest guy or the knockout artist or anything, but he has a lot of heart. He goes in there. He doesn't run away from the fight. He bangs. You could tell he's thinking. He's doing different things. He's trying things out, and sometimes you just you're not the best, and it's okay. Like, he's not like the best fighter of all time, and you know not like there's only like one best fighter. Like, there's like a lot of other great fighters, and he's in that category of a great fighter in my opinion. So he doesn't have anything to feel ashamed of. I don't think he does. He's going to the Hall of Fame. He has a Hall of Fame career. He's beaten some great fighters. He has some great fights. He just lost a couple of them, and that happens. I'm looking forward to his podcast. The Porter Way podcast. I listen to that. I enjoy that podcast, so I'm looking forward to that. His commentary, anything else he got in the future. And I hope him and Terrence Crawford are still friends. I do believe they still are friends. They're both real good guys. They seem to be over it at the time. I looked at it as like two brothers, throwing hands for real. Like, hey, we got to fight. Hey, let's get this money. Porter, in my opinion, did Crawford a solid because everybody was ducking him, and he legitimized him in a kind of way as being not fighting tomato cans, because Porter hasn't been stopped, and he was Terrence Crawford was on his way to doing something that the world had never seen before. I don't think Porter ever even touched the canvas. Um, he definitely never had the fight stop like that. So um, it was definitely a great performance. Two brothers going at it respectfully, and I hope they can be friends, just like Porter's dad said. Well, that's all we have for this edition of Terrence Crawford versus Shawn Porter. Um, Now, the future fight of Terrence Crawford versus Keith Thurman, very entertaining. I will definitely look into that fight and let you guys know what I think about it. Thank you for tuning to Klutch TKO Boxing. I'm out.